you're hanging out on Super Jet Ski Bros, or this might be on Jet Ski Brothers, depending on how we end up doing this. But this video has all of the extra content, or a lot of video that is viewable or view-worthy, but just didn't fit into the main video for the V8 jet ski top speed in 2022. Jacob will be assisting me today on the talking portion of the video, because everybody knows that one person can be kind of boring, but if you have two people that can kind of interact, and we probably should get some caffeine for this.
Or a beer.
Oh man. So, let's roll into all this extra stuff.
Just roll it.
And we'll have a ton of extra things to say at the end of this one. So
it is a good day for testing, right, Milo? We're gonna be testing some different pump parts, see what kind of top speed we'll run today. Yeah, we want to go fast, huh?
All right, it looks like you are going.
Okay, thank you.
Come on, Milo.
Somebody's ready to get out there. Maya, you sent her. You sent her out there. You gotta go get your life jacket. It's on the table, go get it.
Come on, Milo.
I'm gonna do one run, then I'll come pick you up. We'll spin around for a few seconds.
Welcome to the camera studio. We've got this green screen in the background, and we got some tennis balls that we're using as flung out followers for the CGI V8 ski. But what you guys are seeing is one beautiful day on the water. I can't believe how many people think the V8's fake. Like, how could we even do that? I mean, I guess we could. We could have one working FZR and one like half apart. The screen through the camera screen is flashing just as expected, and it looks nice and weird.
The laptop screen, you're not gonna be able to see that for crap.
Yeah.
You just have to take our word for stuff.
But you believe us when we're telling you we're checking the data.
It's command of data. Okay, download ECU logs. There's only one in here, which is good because I switched it around.
All
so
right.
I wouldn't have 10 million logs of it idling around.
Yeah. And those of you who want us to tune this thing better, well, we're trying.
That's true. I'm trying to tune it better and trying to learn what I'm supposed to do to tune it better and all that crap.
Yep, so I don't know. All you other guys running the Holley Terminator, was it the Terminator?
This is an HP, but it's very similar.
Okay, so everybody running Holley HP on their LS in their jet skis.
It's real similar to HP is similar to Dominator and Terminator.
What do you have in the Mustang?
I have a Sniper. which is probably similar as well. I've never looked up anything about the snipers.
It's probably more work for them to make them different, so.
Yeah, I think they're all very similar.
Yep. All right, if you guys happen to be like aftermarket parts manufacturers for like cars or jet skis or something, go ahead and send us some parts. There's contact info in the description of the video.
Just realized I'm only changing the nozzle this time. I was about to take a whole bunch of crap apart.
Yep.
Anyways, a special thanks to Nam for sending me this.
Nam's the guy's name?
Well, it's Nathan. I think Nam is like his initials, but...
Oh, yeah, that's cool. Well, yeah, Nathan, that's really thoughtful of you to send us this thing.
So I did finally get to testing it.
Yeah, he sent us this thing a really long time ago and just didn't get a chance to do it until now.
So anyways, I guess I'll have it linked in the description where you can buy these nozzles at. He mainly makes them for the wave raiders, but this one here is a good test of durability and how much power it can handle.
Yeah.
We can tell you that it handles quite a bit. I mean, I didn't do extensive testing with it, but it's not like it broke or
well, apparently one of them broke because one of the bolts rattled out. So as long as it's like you don't have the bolt rattle out and there's only one pivot point holding it on, it should be fine.
Yeah, exactly.
It looks cool. Absolutely. He nailed the look. So it seems like there's got to be quite a few people making 3D printed nozzles for crap. We just don't really...
I don't know of any other than this guy, but...
Well, I feel like I've seen 3D printed nozzles for stuff, but I think it's for other skis.
I feel like most people just do it for themselves and they don't really...
Yeah. But if you're us, we don't know how to do 3D printing stuff.
Yeah,
I mean, I could probably figure it out, but I don't got time for that.
Yeah. It's like we only have time for so much different stuff.
Our special thing is I can do billet parts sometimes. Sometimes.
Exactly. So look at that. No damages or cracks whatsoever.
Beautiful.
But like I said, it's not like we did a full day of testing, but...
And not really worse. Better hole shot.
Yeah, hole shot.
It wasn't, the whole shot was definitely better. Sounded like the RPMs gained a little bit. Who knows? Maybe who knows what was from the orange nozzle we got from Nathan, and who knows what we got from boring that guy out.
Yeah, and that's why we're going back to the stock and gonna check. I probably should have done this first, but
yep.
I was too excited to try that orange nozzle.
The aluminum nozzle, the main nozzle that I bored out, I was able to gut out about 1/4 inch of material out of that thing. And so, you know, I might as well do a lot so you can see what it does. Well, it's not like we know.
Yeah, well, I mean, on this application, we're looking for as much RPM as we can get, so...
Yeah.
So we're just hogging it right out. That was fun.
Okay, and cut.
The TPS is at 84%, which means that there's about 15% more of throttle opening that we can do, and we've always been able to do. At the beginning we said we can't go full throttle, and well, there you go. Airflow ratios, it's hitting the targets perfectly at that RPM, where our target air fuel is 12.8. So we're not like running it super lean, and I don't think we're running it super rich, so I think we're okay there. I don't know that I have too much more to say. It is kind of cutting out in a certain spot, and I have the data log on that now, so I can dig into that and try to figure out what that is. And actually, I can tell you right now that it's a fueling problem.
All right, this is what they want to know. How many miles per hour with the stock nozzles?
Whoa, Jacob. I was going to say all the miles per hour to the end, because the second I say any mile per hour, that's going to be the speed this thing goes for the rest of forever for that person.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? Because like in one video, one of the injectors came unplugged and it was running like, I'm not even gonna say the mile per hour because then you guys will think that's what it runs. It was running way lower than, it was like 10 miles per hour slower than normal. And people were like, oh, it only goes that fast?
Yeah, people are dumb on the internet.
It's just like, oh, you guys are idiots.
Yeah. Some people are cool. Most people are cool. Some people are dumb. None of you guys have probably ever run into somebody dumb on the internet, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, when you're a big timer like us and you come into contact with all these guys, you find a couple dumb guys, yeah.
But I pulled a whole bunch of stuff out of the jet pump. Well, it's all sitting on the ride plate. That was Milo trying to help me the best that he can. Yeah, Milo was helping. To be gluing some of the seams. It hasn't been done yet on this thing. Probably super hard to see, but let's see if we can get a different angle here. Let me pull this stupid thing off. Now y'all might be wondering why I'm not using a, what do they call them, the intake grates with the little shovel on them? Scoop grate. And mostly it's because this is more for top speed, not necessarily acceleration. I believe the scoop grates lose you a little bit of top speed. Now I can show you guys what we're working on here. So we got some fairly large gaps here and a bit here as well. I'm gonna seal those up. I'm going to seal the entire backing plate, and then I've been working on sealing up the pump shoe as well. All right, after a night of drying, the pump tunnel is ready for us to get back out there on the water. And I very much don't know if I want to show you guys what's going on in here. I think I did an okay job. So, sure, whatever. Let's show it. We're gonna be doing more pump work on this anyways. Okay, you can kind of see in there. It looks kind of worse than it is because of the contrasting colors, but I assure you guys that this is smoother than it looks on camera. So we are ready to reinstall all that crap. So what we're doing is, and then I will do a little bit of tuning if everything's okay with the engine. I probably showed last time that we had a bit of a cutout and we're trying to figure out what's going on with that. I'm going to be doing some work to hook up a fuel pressure sensor so we can know what the fuel pressure is, because I'm wondering if we're having a fuel pressure issue and that's causing our problems. So I'll have that hooked up so we can see the data, so we'll be able to know and find out. Here it is. Here is the aftermarket one. That's good right there. You look very confident. Actually, you look kind of angry, but you did get a full day of work, so.
I'm really confident that that's amazing. What he just did was amazing. 80.
We're not talking about speed, remember? Not to leave.
It goes 85 miles, 83.5 miles an hour.
Oh, thanks. So you know how we're supposed to meet up with Jolly Roger tomorrow and race their jet boat?
Yep.
They backed out.
Ooh. What does that mean?
That's what I wanted you to react to.
So they're like, man, if we lose to a ghetto backyard built V8 junkyard engine jet ski, it's gonna make us look like schmucks. That's what they're thinking. They're thinking, man, if we lose respect to those guys, it's gonna kill us in the national circuit, in the NYRA circuit, whatever the heck it is.
So now there's an engine, there's a nice plane flying overhead. All right, this is way after we filmed this, but I wanted to jump in here because I think it's important to say that, you know, I'm not upset about the whole thing not working out to drag race the boat or whatever. They do have a reasonably good reason, so it's not like they screwed us over or anything like that. The deal is they just finished up their season,
and he's actually getting a new engine built for that boat, and he has like a buyer lined up for the engine that's in it now, and basically don't want to risk, you know, anything happening to that engine on, you know, like a for fun race against us. You know, it's kind of like our fault too, because if we had gotten the V8 kind of ready to go in the middle of their racing season, then it's more likely that they would have been able to come out and race, because it's like, you know, they'd still be using their engine sort of thing, or what have you. So basically it kind of took us a long time, and then their season was over and their engine was promised to a new buyer, promised to a buyer, so it didn't make sense for them to risk it, which is totally fine. We get it, and we look forward to racing them next year, because obviously we can just race them next year.
I mean, next year we're gonna be running a twin charged, twin turbo and a blower on that thing with nitrous, making 1,800 horsepower. So I mean, good luck.
And we'll also have we're gonna extend it like 14 more feet and put like a 12-foot deck on the back.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with making.
We're gonna get like gnarly chopper Harley bars on there.
That, yeah, yep. Make a statement to the world. Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, don't you?
I know exactly what you're talking about,
Okay.
and I like it.
Yeah. It might seem like we're making fun. It just is a thing on the internet.
Hey, you guys, if you know what we're talking about, you know, there's no belittling something like that. It's amazing. Hopefully he comes out sometime and shows it to us.
Yes, that'd be sweet.
Yeah.
One thing I didn't mention about changing out the intake grate to an aftermarket unit is that the steering got a lot more responsive. That was one of the things that led to me being quite a bit nervous about taking some speed runs, is that the turning was more snappy, so I thought that maybe that would add to it, you know, being less predictable and wanting to just turn from going straight. But that was not the case at all. We got better steering and better straight line stability, while also the pump didn't overload and do the old lift up on the back. Whenever I'm changing parts, I do grab the data off of the ski and look through the data logs and do any kind of fine tuning or adjustments that I need to do to make sure that this thing is running as good as it possibly can. And right now I'm about to load the tune back on because I changed a couple of things. I'm not changing anything that would make a difference as far as top speed. I'm just making adjustments on the fuel map where it's kind of compensating, because that's what it does. Then it populates a learn table. So I'm just transferring the learn table, and none of this is up in the top end, so it's not going to affect the top speed at all. Also, I'm just trying to make little adjustments to help it idle better, since that is something we are having are having difficulty with. As far as impellers and impeller pitch, I believe they're about the same. This one, the 155 is a 1319, and our 160 is a 1318. So it will be interesting to see how this does. Ideally, we would replace this entire section with the 160 millimeter unit, and then we would get a 160 millimeter vane section. But this is what I have right now, and I do want to test it and see what we can get out of this particular setup.
needs to be removed. Now I'm just gonna grind and smooth this and the other end, and then I'll come back and show you guys what we got. That was a giant pain in the back side, but the opening is as wide as the blade. And this end, this took a lot of work because I ended up opening it up that little bit all the way around and all the way forward. Now you're putting the, yeah.
Stupid seat belt that has to get caught in the thing.
The crank on this trailer is one of the worst ever.
I thought
it always loads sideways.
I thought every crank on every trailer was the worst ever.
Sometimes they're actually good. All right, here you go. Hold this.
Josh is going for something sick. We got a trailer that's really far from the truck. Is it gonna move? I like this in it. Yeah, I just like this. Oh. You ever seen a jet ski with wheels, kid? That was kind of sick. I liked it.
I don't want to go much shallower because, actually I felt the pump.
That's a YouTube short right there.
Yeah, except for you filmed it on that camera, so it's useless.
Oh, well, you can cut it into a vertical pile of turd. Take a picture of your computer playing this video.
Actually, there's a way I can do it. I don't know if it's good. But it is.
Ah. For when you get your boat stuck in an awkward situation. Is that rope gonna snap? That's tough. That's a tough rope. Oh.
How much farther back?
Keep going. Keep going. Right about it. Yep, perfect.
So Jacob has been telling me about his plans for his next builds, and they are very interesting. Fortunately, I believe that he's done playing around with the normal-ish type stand-ups.
Well, what do you mean normal-ish?
Well, you know, just like a standard, like hop up, like your whatever it is build. We're talking only things that are.
We're going. Yeah, I guess my channel builds. I'm gonna try to start doing only gnarly stuff.
Yes, and hopefully that'll all go good. I don't know why we're talking about that, but hey, this is the V8 jet ski video, so let's talk about the V8 ski. 85 miles per hour, that was good. Very pleased with that. It could have gone faster than that, but the thing is, when I recorded that, I wasn't paying attention enough to realize that we'd hit that speed. So now when I look back through the footage, I can see that it's hitting the speed kind of at the end of the run, and I'm stopping because that's where the river starts to curve. So if we had gone to the part of the river that was bigger and had a longer run, I probably could have gone faster. Also, it would have gone faster if we reinstalled the 155 millimeter pump, because with the amount of power it has right now, the 155 millimeter pump goes faster, but at a higher RPM.
Sounds like makes plenty of sense. Yeah.
So I think we could have gained maybe 1, 2, 3 miles per hour with just a couple little things, and there was some other tweaks I wanted to try, but we didn't get to it in this video. There is another V8 jet ski video coming out, and it will be coming out relatively soon because it's already been filmed, and it will have some more testing that we did with it. 85 miles per hour, that is exactly where I wanted to be as far as the initial setup. So we would say like a naturally aspirated version of the V8 ski should do 85 miles an hour. That's my personal opinion. That's how fast it should go with just a naturally aspirated
I'm
version.
gonna calculate how it's all gonna work. So let's see. Once you get the turbos on there, you're gonna be tripling the horsepower, tripling the top speed. So you're gonna be going like, instead of 80 miles an hour, you're gonna be going like 270 miles an hour. So
I like what you're saying there, but I get it. Like, that's like the internet, like the internet world, that's what like the thought process is. But in the real world, there's like realistic things that we have to overcome, and how boats go fast is different than how cars go fast.
that doesn't make sense at all. You should be able to literally just throw the turbo into this thing, just throw it into the hole and hit 200. That's what all my buddies are doing that don't put videos up on the internet.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, we live in the internet age, so like a realistic number isn't something that people necessarily get excited about, I guess.
Back in the 90s, people were building V8 jet skis all the time. They just weren't putting them online because there was no internet back then and nobody was chicken, and they were just doing it for themselves.
Oh man. So our giant table of parts, some of the stuff we used on the ski, some of it we didn't. This was the original drive shaft that got bent when it sank. So that's some interesting markings on it. I don't know how well the camera picks that up and if that really matters, but a lot of the stuff did get used on there. This did not. This is a GB1200R pump. It's just there for aesthetics. This is the original grate. We did use at least one of these nozzles on it. And the impellers, this one was used on it. This one we were going to use on it if we got enough time, but we didn't get to that. That one was supposed to be for it, but it's for a smaller shaft, so that kind of sucked. And yeah, that's all really boring stuff. Are you bored yet?
Just let me know when you hit 250.
We're gonna have to make it one of those like things that like hovers over the water, you know, those like planes that like hover on the water.
Look, if you guys aren't able to build a V8 that goes 250 in a year, what's the point? What's the point, guys?
Oh man. I think another question we get is why do this? Why do we do it? So the number one reason is just because we wanted to or because we can.
It's a statement maker. This ski is a statement maker.
Like, we did it for fun. It'd be a lot easier to go 85 miles per hour by buying the Riva kit and just putting it on there. So, you know, yeah. So for like an average normal person, maybe that's the way to go. However, we did use the original engine in a different build, so we more or less had an empty hull sitting around. It did have a different engine in it before, but that doesn't really matter.
Yeah, why do people put stupid videos of like cats on the internet? Because they like it for some reason, all right? We like this for some reason.
Yes, we like it for some reason. Now, everybody, wow, I forgot to say this about the whole like NA version going 85. So the gearbox is set up to go faster than 85.
What?
And it is made out of quick change rear end gears, although it's set up like a portal, so we can't just like quick change the gears. That doesn't work. And we could have designed a way for that to be accommodatable, but it would have complicated things a little bit, and it was already a point of sort of overcomplication. So we tried to simplify it as much as we could. And also there is a V2 gearbox that should be coming out in this build season. Jacob will be handling that.
Yep, the V2 gearbox.
And
wait for it. It's gonna be in the Jetskibrothers store. If you want to pre-order one, they're gonna be $20,000 for pre-orders, and if they don't end up getting made, then you
we'll
can have your money back. Yeah.
We'll refund 1% of your money.
Exactly, but we'll keep most of it.
That sounds like something like how like government works, or like something like that.
No,
Like you give us all your money, and if we don't do the thing we promised, we'll just keep all your money.
well, there was this thing that happened with Ja Rule. If anybody knows Ja Rule from Fast and the Furious, he did like this scam for like this special music festival thing that was supposed to be super high end. It was like $5,000 for a ticket, and they're selling all these like young hip people about this thing, and then they get there and it sucks, and they get like the food is supposed to be luxurious, and they get like a cheese sandwich and like some I don't know. I watched a YouTube video on it, but yeah, basically kind of scamming people, which is what we're planning on doing. We're gonna scam you. We're gonna tell you we're scamming you ahead of time, so that when you actually fall for it, somehow you can't sue us and get your money back, and we don't get screwed over. Only you get screwed over.
Oh, this is really weird. Now, we're not really gonna set up a scam. If you guys want to donate money to us, that is wonderful. I will say that I'm not even gonna talk about
Let
that.
me ask you guys this. So, the Riva kit's like $7,000. How much do you think we have into this complete build? Do you think we have $7,000 in this ski build?
Well, that's a hard number to quantify because the original engine we used in a different build, and I originally bought this hull just for the engine. So do we count the original purchase price of the ski as part of the build, or do we not because we sold off the engine? Because you could break it down multiple different ways, because hulls like this you can get fairly cheap because guys want the engines for their mini jet boat builds.
Yep, so I think we can qualify this as like a free hull.
I mean, we could say like $500 for a hull.
Yeah,
I think that's fairly doable these days with so many people doing the mini jet boat builds.
yeah. I would say, I bet you this is cheaper than, I bet you we got less money into this than most people's even initial buy cost for a used FZR.
Yeah, maybe. So we bought 3 engines for it, and that was about $1,000. And all those engines still technically work, so I could sell the extra ones off and make some money back. But, you know, that's just how you calculate stuff.
If anybody wants to buy the collectible one that saw the bottom of the saltwater body of water, But we could sell that to you as a special collector motor for like $5,000,
Yeah, it'd be
which is
sweet.
a pretty good deal. But I mean, we would be willing to do it.
And all the like fuel injection stuff to make this work is stuff that we got like donated because we were doing something cool. So like Holly hooked us up with all this cool stuff to make it work. You know, if we weren't getting this stuff donated, we could have found other pieces that would work that
We
weren't
would have
necess-
used a Silverado ECU and wiring harness and chopped it up and made it work, probably.
Yeah, because you can get these engines to run on like the stock stuff and like tune it and all that crap. So, you know, like you can do different stuff. You don't have to spend the most money. But even so, we could calculate how much all this Holly stuff would have costed, and it would probably still be less than the cost of that Stage 3 Riva kit.
Yeah. Take that.
All right, you got anything really great for us?
No.
All right. I'm going to cut it off there, get into some editing so you guys can actually see some dang freaking videos.
Yeah.